As the court, please, my lord, may I be allowed to call amendment case number 4 of 2014 State versus Radovan Krejcir and 5 others. My lord, today the matter is set down for the sentencing proceedings. I am ready to proceed. My lord, I'm made to understand my learned friend for accused 1 wants to address the court on some other issues before we proceed.
Right, accused may be seated.
Please, my lord.
Just wait.
My position is that
Right. So you just did the right.
May I proceed? My position is that I have no further mandate to act on behalf of accused number 1. I believe Mr. Radovan Krejcir, present in court, will take over the representation of number 1.
Thank you. So you seek leave to withdraw from the proceedings?
Indeed, I seek leave to withdraw and to be excused from further proceedings.
Right.
Thank you.
You may be.
Thank you.
Just get all the appearances. So who's appearing for number 1 now?
I please the court, my lord. I am instructed by accused number 1 now as well to appear on his behalf. My instructions are, however, at this
Just wait.
stage,
I just want to know who appears.
as it would be.
You appear for 1.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Van Heever is appearing for accused number 2 today, but I am the instructing attorney.
You.
In respect of accused number 2,
So you're not appearing, except that
Not
Ms. Van Heever will appear.
indeed, so.
So you appear for 1. Who appears for 2?
Lord, may it please the court. I am on with leave of the Bar Council appearing pro bono together with
doesn't matter.
Advocate Satini for accused number 2.
With who?
Advocate Satini.
Mr. Satini. And 3, 4, 5, 6.
I still appear for accused 3 to 6, my lord.
Spannenberg. Spannenberg, are you Spangenberg or Spannenberg?
With a G-E-N, my lord.
Oh, you are Spangenberg.
That's right.
Right, thank you. Okay, so that's the appearances. So I understand from Mr. Mashiani that some of the accused wish to say something before we start. So who is that?
No, my lord, that was Mr. Du Plessis who wanted to
No one else
address.
wants to say anything?
Not to my knowledge.
Right.
my lord. As
So
the
then
court.
we will start with the accused. Right, Mr. Perret.
May it please the court, my lord. I confirm my appearance on behalf of case number 1. It is my instructions at this stage of the proceedings, unfortunately, to have to apply to this honourable court for a postponement of the sentence proceedings. The basis for the request in the first instance is that after the last postponement of the hearing of these proceedings, Advocate Colby SC was approached by the erstwhile attorney of record, Mr. Du Plessis from BDK Attorneys, in order to obtain an estimate of costs for her involvement in dealing with the sentence proceedings in this matter, which was then supplied and an amount was agreed upon which had to be raised by accused number 1 in order to secure the services of Advocate Colby. There was also a cut-off date given, as Advocate Colby is involved in a lengthy trial matter and needed 2 weekends in order to prepare for today's proceedings, and therefore indicated that she needed to be instructed by the 30th of October in order to accept a brief in this matter and to deal with the matter. The matter in which Advocate Colby is involved is a matter that is dealt with by the same state advocate that deals with this matter, and she was therefore going to be available on these dates. My lord, on the 27th of October, the mother of accused number 1 arranged for funds from her company to be sent to South Africa to a third person in order for the funds to be paid over to various attorneys for legal services to be rendered. when Naidu attempted to withdraw the funds on the 30th of November from the 30th
Is
of
that the
October,
third party?
yes, my lord. She was, in my respectful view, unlawfully arrested, and the monies were seized by the police, and the monies were also frozen in the bank account that was still held in the bank account of Naidu. As a result, Advocate Colby could not be placed in funds timelessly in order to prepare and in order to be ready to proceed with sentence proceedings in this matter.
Was there not an urgent application
I
about
was
this?
then instructed by the family of accused number 1, my lord, to attempt to urgently secure the release of the funds.
What was the basis of urgency?
Well, my lord, the fact that this matter is on the roll today and that the matter has
But
to
if you
proceed.
couldn't get counsel, why was it urgent?
Well, my lord, at the time, I was of the view that in the light of the fact that Advocate van der Heever is acting for accused number 2, and that to my understanding the major issue between accused number 1 and Advocate van der Heever was a financial one, and that was the reason why she was no longer representing him. I believe that if the financial issues are resolved, that Advocate van der Heever can assist in coming on board to endeavour to finalise this matter during these 3 days. Immediately after the order was granted last Friday, I made an appointment at the Zonderwater prison in order to see accused number 1 on Saturday morning. On my arrival at the prison on Saturday morning, I was informed by the head of the prison, Mr. Shabangu, that I could not consult with accused number 1. I explained to him the urgency of the matter, that the matter is on the roll for sentence proceedings today, and that I needed to consult with him urgently in order to resolve the issue of legal representation, as we were now in a position that we had funds to proceed. I was informed by Mr. Shabangu that the previous day when he received my letter, he was with the Deputy Minister as well as with the Area Commissioner, and that a decision was made that I could not see him on the Saturday. He therefore informed me that he would have had to get hold of higher authority, including the Area Commissioner, to endeavour to arrange permission for me to see accused number 1 in order to consult. After approximately 3 hours of waiting, and it was family day at the prison, so it was quite busy there, I was finally granted 10 minutes to consult. During those 10 minutes, a number of officials were also present, and the only aspect that I could raise at the time with accused number 1 was the situation regarding Advocate Annelien van den Heever and the possibility of getting her back on board in order for the matter to proceed. I was then informed by accused number 1 that there was a conflict between him and Advocate van den Heever, and that he was not willing to, in the circumstances, continue making use of the services of Advocate van den Heever. Obviously, we were only 15 minutes allowed, and I was physically removed from the visiting area after 15 minutes. I could only consult with accused number 1 again yesterday. It was indicated to me that I could not consult at all on Sunday. Yesterday I consulted with accused number 1 and a number of issues regarding this matter today as well as other matters were discussed. I wish to add that after the urgent application, I immediately attended at the office of Mr. Piet du Plessis, the case officers, indicated to him what the situation was, and between the two of us we endeavoured to get counsel to be on standby. The advocate that we could get hold of at the time was Advocate Johannesburg Tuesday, who was then reserved for these days, although he's a junior advocate. I made it clear to Mr. du Plessis that these funds were available, and whether he or anyone else or me was to proceed, the funds was available for whichever attorney and counsel could proceed with the matter today, and that I was willing to transfer the monies to him immediately on its receipt yesterday in order for him to proceed if that was the wish of accused number 1. My Lord, yesterday when consulting, it was confirmed to me by accused number 1, as was explained to me by Mr. Du Plessis, that they intended to present medical evidence before your Lordship today in mitigation of sentence, and that it was of paramount importance to obtain the medical file of accused number 1 at court, together with a qualified medical person who dealt with his medical condition in prison in order to present the necessary evidence before your Lordship. I then, yesterday, after consulting with accused number 1, had a meeting in the office of the head of the prison, Mr. Shabangu, with both Mr. Shabangu and Colonel Dube, who I understood to be in charge of the medical section at Sonderwater prison. I was then informed that there was a sister in Gapela who previously testified in a different court with regard to the medical condition of accused number 1, and that she was the appropriate person to be nominated by the prison to secure the presence of his medical file at court in order to give evidence with regard to his medical condition. My Lord, arrangements were then made for Sister Gapela to be brought to the office of the commanding officer. After it was explained to her that she had to attend court today and bring the medical file with, she refused to do so. Indicated that she testified previously and that it was an extremely stressful occurrence for her, as a result of which she was off for several days due to stress, and that she was not willing to do so unless she was forced to attend court with the file. I was then informed by Mr. Shabangu that without a court order, I would not be in a position to compel her to be present today in order to provide the medical file of accused number 1 to court. I submit in the circumstances, my Lord, that the police has made it impossible for us to properly brief counsel timelessly and to be in a position to proceed on trial in this matter with the sentence proceedings, as they were well aware, in my respectful submission, that the funds that were sent by accused number 1's mother to South Africa was for legal services. It was so marked on the confirmation received from the Reserve Bank that the money was earmarked for the purpose of legal services. In spite thereof, the funds were frozen in the bank on instructions of police officers. I submit with respect that the police officers who were involved knew exactly what the position is with regard to this matter today, as the investigation of that case was on the Friday night taken over by the very same investigating officer who's the investigating officer.
Which Friday night?
That was on the 30th of October when Mrs. Snyder was arrested. Colonel Ramlala attended at the Germiston police station and took over the docket dealing with the matter. He indicated...
So when did you know about the funds?
My Lord, at the time I was in regular contact with Mr. Krejcir as he requested
when
me
did you know about it?
When did I know about it?
Yeah.
On the 29th, my Lord.
You knew? 29th?
Yes. 29th
and when were they seized?
Of October, on the 30th.
So you knew on the 29th of October money was coming? And on the
29th,
30th it was seized. And when did you bring your application?
well, my Lord, initially the police indicated that there should not be a problem in releasing the funds, but first they wanted a warning statement from the person arrested, and they wanted certain information.
In other words, you couldn't, they weren't going to hand over the money. So when did you bring the urgent? Well, you obviously knew if they wanted all these things as a prerequisite to handing over the money, they were not going to hand it over, am I right? Until they had that.
No, my Lord, with respect, the documentation showed the origin of the money was a legitimate source, that it was not money laundering as was
Mr. Krejcir,
suspected by them.
when did you know that you could not get the money? You knew on the 30th because they had it.
We did not know that they were not going to release the money again,
When?
my lord.
When did you think they were going to
Eventually, the
release it?
following Thursday, I was informed by,
The following Thursday is the 7th.
yes, by
So the 7th of
the
November,
investigating officer, when we had an arrangement.
there's no contact between the 30th and the 7th, is that right?
There was regular contact with the investigating
So
officer.
why didn't you bring an application?
Well, my lord, I indicated at that time that there wasn't a problem, that they were simply busy, that they had to attend meetings and so forth.
You
It was
knew that
never
you had
ever
to-
indicated.
Mr. Krejcir, you knew that you had to prepare the trial for sentence. Am I right? Every day that passed, you knew is one less day for you to prepare. Am I right?
That is so, my
And you
lord.
just let it go.
No, my lord.
No, you didn't take steps to compel the release of the money. Until when?
I did, my lord. I
Until
sent a
when?
letter to the investigating officer.
When did you bring an application to force them to release the money?
On previous Monday, my lord.
Which Monday is that?
That's,
Last Monday, the
yes,
12th.
indeed. The 12th, yes, my lord.
Yes, and I think I received that application because I was in urgent court
If
sometime during the week. I think
if
it
I
was
may-
on Wednesday or Thursday, am I right?
Yes. If I may be
So nothing
permitted to
happened with it.
explain, my lord.
Just wait. So nothing happened with it. It wasn't treated as urgent. I handed it over to another judge because I was conflicted. Did you go there? Did you have the matter heard urgently?
My lord, if I may be permitted to
Can I ask you
respond.
just to answer this question? Did you
I was
make
guided by
arrangements?
counsel,
Would you
my
just
lord.
wait? Did you make arrangements for this matter to be heard urgently?
The application was brought on an urgent basis, but I was...
You took your
informed by
time. I think it was
counsel-
heard on Friday.
Yes, my lord.
So why didn't you have it heard on Monday? Why didn't you have it heard the previous week?
My lord, if I may be permitted to respond.
You may.
I inquired from the investigating officer what the position was and whether the money would be released. The initial indication that I got was that there was no problem and that the funds would be released. It was only on the Thursday that the investigating officer informed me that there was now a letter in
Which
the...
Thursday?
It was, I don't have my calendar with me, my lord, but that was the first day before the application was brought. That would have been approximately 10 days ago.
A week ago.
At the time, the investigating officer indicated that there wasn't a problem, that he was involved in meetings, that he needed to get the docket, and that he would meet me at the police station, that we can make arrangements for the item seized to be returned.
Mr. Krejcir.
Only on the Thursday, my lord, there was a letter, according to the investigating officer, placed on the docket, which was from a different police officer from a different unit, who now apparently became involved, and who indicated that the money cannot be released, that it must be sent to the liquidator. That was the first that we were informed that the money would not be released. We then immediately addressed a letter to both the curator, as well as the minister, as well as the legal department of the police and the investigating officers, requesting them to urgently release the funds and giving them until the end of Friday, close of business, in order to undertake to release the money, failing which we would bring an urgent application, which we then did launch on Monday as we received no response. I was advised by counsel.
Set down for when?
It was set down for the Friday, my
So why
lord.
didn't you set it down for the same day? You knew this matter was going on.
Yes.
You've
I was
known this.
guided
Just
by
wait.
counsel,
Just
my lord.
wait. Just wait. You know, when did I convict the accused? I think it was in August.
Yes.
28th of August?
Yes.
Right. The matter was postponed until the 11th of September. All accused said they'd be finished all aspects of sentence in one day, and I think it was set down for the 11th of September. Is that right?
Yes.
On that day, Ms. van den Heever, I think, was ill. Am I right?
She was not present, yes.
I think she was unable to attend because she was ill. She had some medical issue. The matter was then postponed at the instance of counsel, at the instance of accused one who was unable to carry on until 12th of October.
Yes, indeed.
And on the 12th of October, it was again postponed because the accused were not ready. Some accused by that stage, I think, wanted reports. Other accused were not ready. generally they were not ready on the 12th of October. Am I right?
Yes,
And it was postponed, I think, until the 28th of October. And on that occasion, the reports which the other accused, I think, had asked for had not come, and there was still an issue with representation with accused one. Am I right?
yes.
So now, and then, from then it was postponed till today.
Indeed, so yes.
Right. So, accused one is known since the 26th of August. This matter needed to run, and that he needed to get his position and his affairs in order. Am I right?
Yes, indeed, so my lord.
As far as the 11th of September is concerned, I think it's unexpected. Possibly, I'm prepared to accept that his counsel couldn't come to court and deal with it. But he still wasn't ready. Am I right?
Yes, my lord.
And so on, the matter is dragged until today. We're now the 16th of November, I think. Would it be? 17th of November. So we the whole of September, whole of October, whole of and half of November.
My lord,
And he only gets the money sent across on the 27th of October. This is the man, just wait, it was not. This was the man who told us in court when he was cross-examined about his activities during the day that he had millions I think in the United Kingdom, he said. I can't remember, perhaps you'd remember better.
I was not present when you testified.
Well, you've probably looked at the record. He's the one who said, I have millions. So where are these millions? Why are they not here? Why has he not made arrangements, at least since September, assuming that there was then this issue, that the issue at that time was not financial. Assuming it was not financial.
My instructions in that regard, and I did take it up with accused number one, my lord, is that his mother is the only one who is in a position to make money available for him, has been in the ICU, suffering with pneumonia, and that it has been extremely difficult to get her to the bank in order to arrange the transfer. That was done, and it was, with respect, done timelessly.
Why was it done?
For the funds to be here in time for Advocate Colby to be properly briefed and to be ready to proceed.
Well, you could have brought an application to get them funds. Why was it not urgent if Colby was briefed for you to have the money available to hand her the money? Was it the 30th of October?
My lord, I
Was
can
it the
only-
30th?
Yes.
So the moment that date lapsed, Colby was gone. Is that your case? That's what you said. She had to be
Yes,
paid
yes,
by the
yes.
30th. So the monies were here on the 27th. It was urgent to deal with the monies to obtain Colby by the 30th. Why didn't you bring the urgent application? When was the money taken? The 29th. Immediately for the 30th.
Money was taken on the 30th, my lord, and I was advised that it would be returned to her.
The 30th
She was released on the Monday at court, and there was no indication that we were not going to release the funds.
Why didn't you bring it on? So was she prepared to wait until the 31st? Colby?
My lord, at that stage, I was not in contact with Colby and that.
What I'm putting to you is
those
this.
arrangements.
What I'm putting to you is a simple thing. Colby's cut-off date was the 30th. The money came on the 30th. He had to get the money on the 30th. Why didn't you bring the urgent application on the same day?
Well, my lord,
That's the day you needed to have money. You didn't need undertakings to pay. You needed money to pay Colby.
well, my lord, with respect, we needed to obtain the necessary documentation to show the legitimacy of the funds, where it originated from. We obtained the necessary documentation. It was shown to the investigating officer.
When?
All indications
When?
were
When?
on the 31st. my lord.
So why didn't you bring it on the 31st?
The documentation was given to the investigating officer.
Why
They
didn't you bring your
indicated-
application then? That was
Well, my lord, there was no
16 days ago.
indication that they were not going to release the money. There was no indication that they were not going to release her. In fact, I was advised by the investigating team on the Saturday that if we provide them with the necessary documentation, they would meet me at the police station on the Sunday, and that she will probably be released. And we accordingly awaited the release. I can only apologize for not bringing it at an earlier stage. We did not know that they were going to refuse to allow the funds to be released, my lord. It was also difficult to obtain proper instructions from the accused and to consult, as he's in prison and not in a position where he can make phone calls and give instructions.
And why didn't you do the parallel medical, obtain the medical information that you required that you've never heard of until today?
My Lord, there was
Notwithstanding repeated requests from each, just wait, notwithstanding repeated requests of each accused to say what evidence he required to be here and what assistance, if any, there was required to get it all here. And which would the comment by counsel on each occasion was, we have got everything we need, we'll be fine, we're going to run. Until there came the issues concerning the state providing the reports. But as far as one is concerned, he was fine. He didn't need evidence.
My Lord, if I may respond, the first I heard of the aspect of medical evidence was the afternoon of the urgent application last Friday, the 13th of November, when I consulted with Mr. Du Plessis from BDK. At all times, accused number one was uncertain as to which attorney he was now going to proceed with. Mr. Du Plessis, I understood from him, was on record for him for the past 6 years, and he did not want to likely make a decision in changing his legal team, although he approached both myself and Mr. Du Plessis with a view of preparing for the proceedings today. It was from Mr. Du Plessis that I gathered the information that the medical evidence will have to be placed on record. At that stage, I did not have a proper mandate to act in this matter as yet, although he indicated to me that he instructed me to deal with certain matters. Mr. Du Plessis from BDK was still on record until today. I have done, with the greatest of respect, everything within my power. I might have brought the urgent application a bit later than it should have been brought, due to being brought under the false misapprehension that the funds was going to be released.
Well, it's easy to make these statements from the bar. Where's your affidavit?
My Lord, I have not opposed to an affidavit to that. The fact remains, my Lord, that the applicant wanted the services of senior counsel Sita Colby. I did, after Saturday, when the prison authorities refused me an opportunity to properly consult, do everything in my power to find other counsel, as that was the first that I heard that there was a problem in getting Advocate van der Heever back on board. I believed at that stage still that there was a very good prospect of her coming back on record for accused number one once the financial issues were sorted. And I therefore proceeded on the basis that I believed that I would be able to negotiate and resolve issues between the two of them in order for us to be able to proceed today. And the fact that van der Heever who indicated that her willingness to be here and to proceed with the matter today. And it's on that basis that the urgent application was brought, so that we can have sufficient funds, that we can place Advocate van der Heever in funds, so that she could proceed. I did not foresee at that stage that there was no possibility of her proceeding with the matter due to a conflict between the two of them, as I was not aware of the nature thereof. I believed it to be simply a financial issue.
And how long do you need to prepare?
My Lord, my issue is that it's my instructions that accused number one wants the services of Advocate Colby, who's available the last week of the first week of December. So it will be my request.
I beg your pardon?
It will be the last
The first week of September, December.
The first week of December this week. Then she will be available to deal with this matter.
If she's involved in a matter which Mr. Mashiane is involved and he's not running the matter, presumably she could be here.
My Lord, I'm instructed that by Advocate Colby that due to the fact that she did not receive payment timelessly,
The 31st.
Yes.
Just wait. The 31st. Just wait.
Yes.
The 31st of October.
Yes.
So from the 31st of October, Colby is lost to you. Am I right?
Support pleases, my Lord. But she is
And
available.
there's no other counsel which you obtain, even tentatively, assuming you could release the funds which you said you believed you could get released subsequent to the 31st of October. It's just stood in abeyance.
The only counsel that we could get was Johannesburg Tuesday, who was instructed to start preparing on the legal aspects.
When did you get him?
Assist
When did you get
immediately on Friday, the 13th
On
of
Friday.
November, after the successful.
So what did you do from the 31st of October when you believed each day that you would get your money to obtain counsel?
Well, I was advised by counsel that we might have severe difficulties in getting the money, but it was by no means a clear-cut case.
Oh, you knew that there were trouble, so then why didn't you bring the application?
I did not know that, my lord. I was advised by senior counsel, Advocate Dorflin, when he became involved
When did he come involved?
on the 12th, my lord, as he was
Well,
involved in other matters.
Mr. Akruve, let's just go back to the 31st of October. You had Colby.
Yes, ma'am.
That was the last day of Colby. After that, Colby's gone.
Yes, ma'am.
The 1st of November, you had no one. Am I right?
Except that I believe
Just
that
wait.
Advocate van der Heever
Well,
was
you
available
made
on
no
Saturday
effort at that time to find out if she, in fact, could come.
Yes, the problem is not from
Just
her
wait,
side, my
just
lord.
wait. I'm asking you what you did. You didn't go to on the 1st of November and say, I want you.
I could
Did
not
you or
do
did
that,
you
my
not?
lord.
You did not.
I cannot,
You did not.
my lord, I could not. I needed
Right.
to consult with
Just wait.
his number
You did
one
not.
first in order to get instructions.
Mr. Kruger, let's just leave that aside. On the 1st of November, you had no one. 2nd of November, no one. 3rd of November, no one. 4th of November, no one. Right up until Friday, you had no one.
But we believe
You'd
that
not
Advocate
consulted
van
with
der
the
Heever
accused. Just wait. You'd not consulted with him between the 31st and when was it, Friday? Am I right?
My lord, yes. Unfortunately,
So,
I was in court on a daily basis,
yes.
and there's difficulties in arranging
So
legal
because you-
visits, and we had to attend to the urgent
So because you're in court, well, you weren't attending to the urgent application at that time. It wasn't even motivated until after the 7th.
We were running around meeting with the investigating officer who promised to give us a letter which he said had some impact on whether the money can be returned or not, and the letter was only given by the investigating officer a day later. I submit
A
with
day
respect,
later,
my
Mr.
lord.
Riviere. A day later doesn't help you from the 13th to the 14th. It helps you from the 31st of October to the 1st of November. Am I right? Because you could then brief a council, do something. You've got time. But you did nothing. You stood by and let
Lord, I
this
obtained
whole
the
matter
services
run.
of a junior advocate who could start preparing,
When? Who was that?
Alan Morland.
But you got in when? The 13th of November.
On the same date that, well, my lord, before the 13th, I could not do anything. I did not have any money.
But you could get it before then.
My lord, that was merely a possibility.
Right.
It wasn't a
Well, I hear you. That's what you
guarantee.
say. And no affidavit from you, Mr. Riviere.
apologies.
And you've had a long time to prepare an affidavit and hand it up and to enable the state to be in a position to deal with all of these things.
Support, please, as well.
Yes, nothing. So there's no evidence
My lord,
before me.
These facts evolved over the last few days, and as late as yesterday afternoon, I was trying to convince the commanding officer of the prison in order to make the medical file available, and I was endeavouring to persuade accused number one that we should make use of the services of Advocate van der Heever in order for us to be in a position to proceed to that. So I did do everything in my power in order to be in a position that we can proceed.
And what was accused doing? What was accused one doing? He was the man who had to do things. He was the one who had to bring the money. He was the one who had to take steps to obtain action. He was doing nothing, was he?
My lord, with respect,
And
he's
there's no affidavit,
incarcerated.
just wait, and there's no affidavit from accused one.
He's incarcerated. He has very little contact with the outside world. His family is not in the country, and he's only allowed a very short, limited time for telephone calls. And I submit that in the circumstances, on behalf of accused number one, we have done what was possible to do in order to attempt and endeavour to be ready to proceed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Do any of the other accused have anything they want to say about whether they're ready to carry on or not? Van here for you to carry on.
My Lord, my position is the following. We wish to carry on. However, by yesterday afternoon, I've not had any communication from the attorney of record. I then ascertained
Who's
from
your attorney of record?
Mr. Krejcir. I then ascertained from the family of accused number 2.
No communication at all?
No,
Not concerning 1 or 2?
no. I then
And since when is the last time that he contacted you?
He's not contacted me.
Ever?
No.
Ever since August?
No, my Lord. I then ascertained. I then ascertained, my Lord, from the family of.
Are we
accused-
talking about the same Mr. Krejcir who's just
Yes.
spoken?
Yes, my Lord. I then ascertained from the family of accused number 2 that there was apparently people that saw accused number 2, and they were quite desperate that the matter proceed. I thereupon approached the ethical committee of the Bar Council
Jack Brabo.
and asked whether we could proceed pro bono. I then got permission to do that, my Lord. My personal assistant then phoned the 2 people that apparently drafted reports, spoke to them, and they said they're not prepared to either fax or email us such reports, and they will be at court this morning with said reports. I approached Mr. Mashiani, my learned friend for the state, and he's as yet, and I think he confirmed, also not in position or possession of
So
any.
you're waiting for the report?
Waiting for the report, my Lord. Lord, there's just one aspect that I
And whose report is it? Is it the court's
There's
report, or is it your report, or is it the state's?
It's a welfare officer report, my Lord, and there's also a probation officer's
But I
report.
mean, what I'm asking is a different question.
The family,
Are they my reports, or your reports, or the state's
my
reports?
understanding is that the welfare officer's report should be my report, but as I've already placed on record, she was not prepared to send said reports through. There's one more aspect, my Lord, that I wish to place on record, and that is the reason why I was not here on the first date is because I underwent an emergency.
You were ill, I remember.
I had an emergency operation. I just wanted to make it
But I've
plain
always
for the
said,
record.
I've
Yeah.
always said that, as far as I know, there was a medical reason why you were not here.
As a
Right,
court
so
priest.
that your position is you can't carry on.
I can't carry on except we wish to carry on, my Lord. I'm prepared, and that's why I've got a junior here. If these reports are made available, my junior can sit in while the matter proceeds, and I can in fact consult with the witnesses and see how far we can get at this point pertaining to sentencing.
You
As
can't
the
run a
court
trial
priest.
like that.
As the court, please. my Lord.
It's funny, but
My Lord, after your orders on the previous occasion, we have received 3 reports. 2 pre-sentence reports, one in regard to accused 3 and one in regard to accused 6. We've also received what's known as a victim impact report concerning the complainant, Mr. Lokele. The reports which are still outstanding then are the reports concerning accused 4 and 5.
So you said 2 and 6, you mean 3 and 6?
3 and 6, my Lord, I beg your pardon. The understanding has been, since your order,
Just wait. And are those the only reports you wanted? Welfare reports?
it's not
Was
the only
that
ones
a
I wanted.
pre-sentencing report?
No. The other 2 are, remember you, my Lord, you ordered that reports be compiled regarding accused 3 to 6.
Yes, what I'm asking is this, are you short 2 reports
I
only?
showed 2 reports.
Not 4 reports, not 6 reports. In
2
other words, they're
reports.
not double. I understood
no.
they were double.
No.
The 2 reports
There are 2, they
per
are
accused.
2 pre-sentence reports, which I believe is the court's witness to will deal with this.
I don't know if it's my witness, I'm just asking how it comes to be.
Something practical for the future. But the fact of the matter is, I can carry on if those witnesses are available, if you want to call them.
Well,
Okay.
I'm not calling witnesses.
Well, they are your witnesses. I'll be for the benefit of the court then. It's a matter of
Well, it's just a question of whether they're entitled to refuse to hand over the report to you in advance of coming here,
well, we have
which I'm not sure.
received 2. But the understanding was they will be available today. And according to Mr. Majani,
Well, I don't
he's
know.
been not been approached with any reports. I've not been approached with the other 2 reports.
Yes, but the reason I asked the question of Ms. van den Heever was simply to ascertain whether or not, if it was her report, there was an obligation at her request to give it,
Yes.
or whether if it was someone else's report, the person could refuse to hand over the report until they came to court.
Fact of the matter is, the reports, all the reports were here. I could have continued with all.
No, you can't
four.
continue.
But I can continue with 2, if the witnesses are here. My Lord, I once again stress it's my clear and strict instructions to urge avoidance of any further delays. My clients
No, I hear
want the processes which are involved in this trial to proceed with.
But
all
it's a
process.
fact that you can't carry on without the report.
Indeed, sir.
Commissioner. Sorry, before I ask Mr. Krejcir,
Yes, ma'am.
how did you contact Ms. van den Heever to discuss her availability?
My Lord, due to circumstances which I do not wish to discuss on record in open court, there has been some breakdown in communication. I have communicated via Mr. DPC, PDK, as well as via the client.
You didn't personally speak to her. You personally did not make contact with her.
No, Mr. DPC,
My understanding was,
time was liaising between the two.
Mr. Krejcir, my understanding from what you previously told me was that you were the person who was dealing with her to get her to come back. It might be an incorrect
No,
impression.
my Lord, this was not what I tried to do. Mr. DPC was not able to do so.
Thank you. Commissioner,
Yes, please, the court. My Lord,
let's just deal with let's start with the back end of this.
indeed, my Lord, yes.
No reports. Where are the reports? Do you know where they are?
They've just been handed to me, my Lord. I just visited. The reports are all the outstanding reports.
Which reports?
The pre-sentencing reports
For everyone.
For everyone, my Lord.
Who's everyone?
My Lord, the pre-sentencing reports that were previously handed to me, and which
Just tell me which accused they for, Mr. Machine.
the ones that I got just today, my Lord.
Tell me which accused they are for.
For Ntorwani, who is accused number 4, my Lord.
For
Lupondo, accused number 2,
2,
and for Mia, accused number 5.
5. So you short 3 and 6.
No, my Lord. Previously, I forwarded the reports in respect of accused 3 and 6 to my learned friends. They are in possession thereof.
So the reports for all of the accused from 2 up to and including 6.
Indeed, my Lord.
And why were the reports not handed over to the respective accused counsel
My Lord,
prior to the matter being heard this morning?
no, they were just handed to me just as when Mr. Khorovi was addressing the
You
court
told
today.
me that, Mr. Mashiani.
Yes.
Why were they not previously handed to the accused counsel so that the accused counsel, as is customary in these courts, could prepare for the sentencing procedures?
My Lord, on the previous occasion, the court will recall when the pre-sentence reports were not available, there was a request from the state to the social development to try and speed up the process because they were given short notice to prepare the reports. Therefore, my Lord, the indication was that they will be available today. And indeed, I have been placed in possession of the reports just this morning, my Lord. I was fortunate to have received the other reports sometime last week, my Lord, which I then promptly forwarded to my learned friends for the other accused, my Lord.
So they only came around today.
Yes, my Lord.
What date did they bear? The report for 2.
They are not. They are undated, my Lord. These other reports. Apologies, my Lord. I see they are dated 17 November. My apologies. Which is today. Yes. So this is in respect of the 3 reports. But as I indicated, the other reports, they are dated 9 November, which I forwarded to my learned friends on the same day, actually. So as regards the reports, my lord, they are available. I'll make sure I get enough copies to hand to my learned friends. And for that purpose, my lord, I won't have any objection if the matter stood down for my learned friends to go through the reports.
It takes long.
Sorry, my lord.
It takes long to deal with these matters.
Well,
what do you say about accused one?
there was never a request for a report in respect of accused one, my lord.
No, I'm talking now apart from the reports, but the issues raised by accused one.
No, my lord. For
an application for postponement.
I oppose the application, my lord.
Well,
yes, my lord. I submit, my lord. It's very clear that the goalposts keep changing. Since August, 24 August, when the judgment was given, my lord, there was never any indication that accused number 1 will be having any issue pertaining to the medical evidence that he is going to lead in this matter, my lord. We knew all along, my lord, that the accused is ready to proceed with the sentence in this matter, except that my learned friend, Advocate Van Dienevel, was unavailable for the reasons that the court is well aware, my lord.
Who was unavailable?
Was unavailable.
Who?
Advocate Van Dienevel. Yes. Therefore, my lord, the only reason why we could not proceed with the sentence on the first occasion was the unavailability of counsel for accused number 1. Then on the second occasion, my lord, that was when we were informed that there was a request for the pre-sentence reports.
Which come to hand today.
Indeed, my lord.
So
and nothing.
All of the other postponements actually become irrelevant.
Yes, my lord. And those were basically the reasons why we could not proceed with the sentencing. Today, my lord, we are informed of very different reasons, and which did not form part of the reasons why the case was postponed or had to be postponed on the previous occasions. Therefore, my lord, I submit, and I've made myself very clear on the previous occasion that this application by accused number 1 in particular, to have the matter or the sentencing proceedings not proceeded with, my lord, is just a waste of time, and my lord.
How can you say that?
I submit, my lord.
How can you say that? Is he not entitled as a matter of law to prepare his defense?
He is, my lord.
Is he not entitled as a matter of law, if part of his defense is to produce medical reports, entitled to take steps to obtain them?
On that one, my lord.
Is he entitled to take steps to obtain them?
Yes, my lord.
And if he can't obtain them, is he not entitled to require postponement to get them?
My lord.
Is he not entitled to a postponement to require the production of those reports?
No, my lord, my submission is that since 24 August, only today, 17 November, we learned that that is the reason why accused number 1 cannot proceed with the sentence.
Well, it appears that it's a recent thing.
Yes, that is my problem. That is why I submit, my lord, that it's a recently fabricated reason not to proceed.
How can you say that?
Because then, my lord, it would have been placed on record on the previous occasion that these are the reasons why we are not ready to proceed.
Mr. Mashiani, if you prepare your case on basis X,
yes,
and during the course of the events prior to the hearing, you discover that you have basis Y also, are you not entitled to take steps to produce basis Y?
You will, my lord, but you let the court know.
When must they let me know? When they found out on, I don't know, whenever it was, Sunday?
No, but we have not been told that, my lord. On the previous occasion...
Well, not under us, but we've been told it.
Yes. On the previous occasion, when we postponed the matter, we should have been informed. For instance,
we didn't have it then.
We were informed.
Not received that advice then.
No, but we were informed of the reasons for the postponements on the previous occasions, which are on record. Now, today, when those issues have been resolved, we are further informed of other reasons
They
why.
haven't been resolved. The issues regarding the reports are partially resolved until today.
Yes.
And
But-
now, when
but-
must they consult? When must they obtain the evidence which they require, which is referred to, which might arise out of the report? When must they do that?
But they're not asking
Just
that.
answer that question. When must they do that?
They should be given chance to
To
go
do
through
that.
the reports
Right,
to
so then
consult.
we can't carry on, am I right?
But we can stand the matter down, man.
Until when?
Well, until 2 o'clock, if the court...
Until 2 o'clock. Is
Yes.
going to get a witness between now and 2 o'clock?
No. The witnesses are here.
Let's just be realistic over here.
I am, man.
Right.
I
So
am.
if there's something in the report which requires witnesses or evidence or whatever it is, they can't get it by 2 o'clock, they can't get it by tomorrow, they can only get it whenever they get it.
But then, my lord, we'll be told that as a result of this report that we got, there are outstanding issues that needs to be probed.
Can be. Can be.
Yes, but we can't assume that that will be the issues, that there will be issues to be probed, my lord. For instance, my lord, as I already indicated.
If you were likely to be sentenced to a long term of imprisonment,
Yes,
would you not want to be properly prepared?
I would want to be, my lord.
Exactly. And now you're forced to prepare between lunchtime and tea time. Or tea time and lunchtime, sorry.
My lord,
Would that make you happy? Would that be fair to you? Would that give you the rights to exercise your constitutional rights to obtain evidence, prepare your case, and adduce the relevant evidence at court?
I submit yes, my lord.
You submit yes?
Yes.
Between tea time and lunchtime?
Yes, and if by lunchtime we are told that there are issues to be probed, then we'll tackle that. But, my lord, for now, we know the defense has been in possession of some of the pre-sentence reports already on the 9th.
Mr.
And there are,
So can I proceed with one or two accused?
no, I'm not saying that, man.
Well, then it doesn't matter that they got them.
No. But all I'm saying, my lord, there appears to be no issues to be probed from such reports.
We don't know.
But we haven't been told of any reason.
Because
of
I haven't asked it.
No, my lord. I submit, my lord. The defense clearly indicated they are ready to proceed, except that there are outstanding reports, which I submit. Such reports are available. The matter can be stood down, my lord, for my learned friends to go through the reports and proceed after lunchtime, my lord. I submit. Those are my submissions, my lord. I therefore oppose the application.
Where's your reasoned basis to say that I must ignore the medical procedures, I must ignore the delay of the money?
But, my lord,
Where is your authority to say that that would be a proper approach?
no, my lord. There's
What? No. Where's the authority?
there's
to
no
say that?
authority for that,
There
my lord.
must be.
No,
Did you look for it?
No.
Why not? You're the counsel for this.
Because
state.
we are not-
Why didn't you prepare your case? You knew that there was this application.
No,
you
man.
can't not have known it.
No.
You didn't know?
No, not at all. The first time I knew about this application was when Mr. Khrovier stood up to address the court.
Not the postponement application. They get the money back from the police
No, man.
application.
No, my lord.
You didn't know about it?
No, my lord.
The state didn't know about it?
No, my lord.
Through Mr. Ramohala?
Not at all.
He knew about it according to Mr. Khrovier. He was the very person dealing with the matter, Mr. Ramohala.
But I was never advised, my lord, that there's any such
About
issue.
whom I wrote an extensive judgment, did I not? About his suitability as a policeman. Do you remember that judgment?
Yes, my lord.
And what happened? He didn't advise you. Is he Captain Ramohala? He's not captain anymore. What's he? Is he Captain Ramohala?
Colonel, my lord. I should-
Colonel.
Yes,
He's Colonel Ramohala.
yes.
So Colonel Ramohala, about whom I wrote that he should not be a policeman because he behaved so badly, and I demonstrated his conduct in a long judgment. He's not only been promoted, but he doesn't tell you what's happening in matters that directly affect you.
Well, my lord, such matters did not affect this case at all.
They affect this case if there's no money. What did he think he was doing, holding on to the money, when the accused wanted to carry on the matter and he needed the money to brief his lawyer?
Well, I didn't know about
And
that.
then what happened to the application? Do you know what happened to the application?
No, my lord.
Was it fought out? Was there a judgment given? Or did the police just hand over the money?
My lord, as I indicated, the first time I got to know about these issues is when Mr.
Do you,
Khrovia addressed
do
them.
you need time to ask, what's his name, Colonel Ramahala? Where is Colonel Ramahala?
He should be around, my lord. He's around.
Perhaps you should get instructions from him.
Well, my lord, that wouldn't serve the purpose because the
could I
issue.
stand this matter down for 30 seconds and you can get instructions? Would that be enough?
No, my lord.
It's a small matter. It's not like preparing for sentence.
No, my lord. It wouldn't change the price of the cheese because the issue has been resolved. As Mr.
By
Khrovia
consent.
indicated, it has been resolved, my
By
lord.
consent. Was it resolved by consent, Mr.
Yes,
Cook?
ma'am.
So they just handed over the money. They held the money until the last minute. This is what the police did. They took the money accused one needed to fight the case, according to Mr. Khrovia.
Yes.
They stalled Mr. Khrovia by promising every day to hand it over, until it was very late, and then he brought an application.
Yes, I learned, my
And
lord.
then eventually, at the last minute, they handed it over by consent. Not even a fight, not a court ruling, no submissions they were entitled to do it, nothing. So you think that that's how the state should treat an accused? The state represented by senior authority policemen.
My submission, my lord, is, as we speak now, the issue has been resolved.
Beg your pardon?
The issue has been resolved
Which
around the money, around the release of the money.
When did they get the money?
Mr. Khrovia indicated they got the money on Friday, my lord.
Well, they got the right to it.
Sorry, my lord.
They got the right to get it. I don't know if they actually got it. And when are they going to get counsel between Friday and today?
Surely, my lord, I submit, my lord, this is clearly a delaying tactic because
How can it be a delaying tactic? Did they instruct Colonel Ramahala or whoever it was to hold on to the money?
no.
So then, how can they delay? How can you impugn delay to them?
Because, my lord, as Mr. Khrovia addressed the court, my lord, the reason why the defense is not ready today is, amongst others, because they don't have the medical evidence.
Well, they don't have money. The first problem is to get money. If they had money, they could issue a subpoena. You agree?
Yes, my lord.
Then the person will come. So if we subpoena that person, do you think that person will come by 2 o'clock?
By tomorrow, my lord, that person will be here.
Oh, yes. That's what you think.
Yes. And then we should be able
Strange
to.
thing, that person can just refuse to cooperate and hand over records to which the accused is entitled, because they're his records.
No, my lord.
And then suddenly, no problem. We'll give them to you. You can have them today, instantly. The same as the money. Don't take the money away, hold on to the money. When the crunch comes, hand the money back.
As I
It's
understood,
disgraceful.
as I understood, Mr. Khrovia, my lord, that person will be here if there is a court order to that effect. So if the court makes that order, we should be having that particular person here by tomorrow. That is how I understood.
You should, you hope. Maybe.
We should, my lord, we should. That is how I understood Mr. Khrovia to be addressing the court.
Well, you know that's not how it works.
Sorry, my lord.
You know that person's not going to be here in an hour or 2 hours or by tomorrow.
That I do not know, my lord.
Then how do you know the person will be here by tomorrow?
Because
How can
Mr.
you confidently say,
No.
that person will be here if you don't know?
Because Mr.
You
Khrovia addressed the
don't
court.
know. I'm not running a trial piecemeal, and I'm not running a trial little bit.
Yes.
So we start, we run for 10 minutes, we stand down, we fetch a witness, maybe we stand tomorrow, we run another 5 minutes. No, that's not how high court trials run.
Yes, ma'am. Those are my submissions, my lord. I've got nothing further, my lord. Yes, I've got this.
Mr. Krejcir, in your reply.
I would just take exception to the allegation of the recently fabricated version, and I am in possession of the letter which I addressed this morning to Mr. Shabanga, the head of the prison, placing on record what transpired in the meeting in his office and attaching a copy of the subpoena duty statement that we intend issuing for the witness to be present.
By when? By when?
Well, my lord, I haven't put in a date because I do not believe...
So how can I react to Duca's taken with no
I
date?
merely indicated to him that we will then request for the subpoena to be issued. Obviously, we will have to give a witness a reasonable time, otherwise we will not be able
And
to
how long
do
is a
this.
reasonable time?
Well, I submit approximately 2 weeks now.
You know,
Nothing further.
special arrangements were made for this matter to run during the course of this week. This matter was fitted in to my otherwise busy schedule and involved the moving away of certain matters from me and the inconvenience of other judges in the division who picked up work that I was due to have done, which I'm not doing. Why did you not contact this court to say, this is the problem? You never contacted my clerk. You never approached the prosecutor, as I understand him. You did nothing.
My lord, I did send a mail to the Lordship's registrar to advise of the urgent application that we bring in.
I know about
I was
the
in a
urgent
difficult
application.
position that the first accused did not finally make up his mind as to who was going to represent him today. So I was not on record. So it made it quite difficult for me. I did
Well, that's true, I understand.
I did attempt to do whatever I could in the time available to find counsel and the witnesses necessary in order to proceed. Thank you, Mrs. Speaker.
Mr. Spangenberg?
My Lord, just on the side issue, I would request the court.
Well, you also never came and told me, listen, I haven't got my reports.
I'm
we need
ready to
do
proceed,
something."
my Lord, if I report. So yeah, I can proceed.
Well, you may not be able to.
I will do my utmost to have this matter commence whenever, from this point on, my Lord. I'm just not sure whether the persons who compiled the reports are here. I haven't seen them. Therefore, I would request your Lordship, if the matter stands down or is postponed, to order these persons be in attendance on the next occasion. There are 5 reports I'm looking at. Whether it's 5 different people, I'm not sure. Apparently, there are 5.
Do you need to cross-examine them?
I need to question them, yes.
Thank you. Ms. Van der Dief, I didn't ask you because I don't know if you're involved in this part of the thing, but you also didn't get a report.
No, my lord, I still haven't.
But you only came back on board recently.
Yes.
Can you cope with getting a report immediately?
My lord, apparently there is a report available. I need to, though, approach accused number 2 about the social work report. May I ask, I see it's tea time, that we take the tea break. I also need to sign some documents where the attorney is waiting for me to sign it outside of court. So if this is an appropriate time,
Well,
I
it's
would
tea time.
appreciate it, my lord.
I just don't know how I overcome these other issues. Right, I'll adjourn for tea. First the accused must be taken down.
Nog niks soos ek eers sê. Ek moet net eers my iets klaar is en my 205 geteken.
Sven, please advise accused 2 to proceed to the place where he was supposed to sit.
I will do so.
Right. Right, just tell him to sit. Miss Sven, I don't want you consulting with him. Accused 2. I won't have you consulting in my court now.
My Lord, he wishes to place something on record.
Accused may be seated. I beg your pardon?
My Lord, the situation is I've been informed by accused 2 that they're denying him the right to drink water, which he desperately needs to drink. As the court pleases.
So send your junior to get or your attorney or whoever you have here to get a glass of water or whatever it may be.
My Lord,
Mr. Mashiani.
as the court please. My Lord, I had used the tea-time adjournment to briefly consult on some issues that were raised before this court by my learned friend for accused 1, my Lord. My Lord, with leave of the court.
So you're reopening your address?
Indeed, my Lord.
Do you have the right to do so?
That is the application I wish to bring at this stage, my Lord.
And what authority do you have for it?
Well, my Lord.
Do you have authority for it?
No, my Lord.
So are you not supposed to have authority and prepare yourself to do things if you wish to do them in court?
Well, my Lord.
Is that not the business of this court?
That will be the basis, my Lord. However, my Lord, at this stage, there are some issues that were raised which are not entirely correct, my Lord. And I wish to apply at this stage that I be allowed to address the court and put things in their correct perspective, my Lord. Why I'm bringing this application, my Lord, this court is likely to make some orders as to how the matter should be proceeded with from here, my Lord. And I'm afraid, my Lord, the court will make the order on the basis of incorrect information placed before it, my Lord. I humbly, my Lord, I humbly apply, my Lord, that I be allowed to address the court on the issues as placed on record, my lord, so the court have a clear view and understanding as to where we are moving from and where we are going, my lord. I couldn't address the court earlier on such issues as I indicated, my lord. I had not had the opportunity to consult with the people involved, my lord, and those issues were only raised when my learned friend for accused number 1, Mr. Krejcir, was addressing the court. So I did not have those facts before me to place on record.
Did you ask for time?
Sorry, my lord.
Did you ask for time?
No, my lord. I did not ask for time, my lord, as I had been under the impression that what is being placed on record by my learned friend, on an officer of this court, is to be accepted as correct, my lord. But now, my lord, subsequent to that, I had been advised of what the correct position is pertaining to such issues, my lord. I therefore apply, my lord, that I be given the opportunity, my lord, to place such facts on record.
Mr. Krejcir? Yes, you may continue.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, the issue that was addressed by my learned friend, first of all, pertains to the funds or the monies that were supposedly to be or had been handed to accused number 1 or his legal representatives. My lord, I'm at pains to indicate to this court that that position is not true. It's not the correct reflection of what transpired, my lord. First of all, my lord, and I am in possession of a judgment by His Lordship's brother, the Honorable Deputy Judge President, Radovan, my lord. The judgment is dated 14 November 2013, wherein the judgment, my lord, a trust was created, wherein all the monies and assets belonging to accused number 1 were to be deposited into that particular trust, my lord. In particular, the trust is named Setšhaba Trust Pty Limited. That was created already in 2013. So when the monies came in November this year, my lord, if the money belonged to accused number 1, they are supposed to be deposited into Setšhaba Trust, which is not what was done, my lord. And my learned friend...
Why did they belong to accused number 1?
Sorry, my lord?
Why did they belong to accused number 1?
Because as we were told, my lord, those were the monies for his legal fees. So
does that mean they belong to him?
Yes, my lord. Because
so if you incur a debt, you go and buy a Rolls Royce, and I come along and I pay the debt, is it your money?
No, my lord.
So now?
No.
But said his mother sent the money, it was her money.
Yes.
And she sent it to, I don't know who it was. I don't know the facts of the matter. I've especially stayed out of it.
Yes. In terms of the court order.
Sorry?
Sorry, in terms of the court order, my lord.
Court order now?
The one dated 14 November 2013.
Mr. Mashiani, can you just deal with the issue?
Yes.
You say the money is his.
Yes, my lord.
Why is it his?
Because they are to pay for his legal fees.
That's what I'm putting to you.
Yes.
The fact that money pays for your debt doesn't mean it's your money.
Yes, but...
Not yes, does it mean it's your money?
No, my lord.
So then how can you say it's his money?
In terms of the court order 14 November 2013, such monies are supposed to be deposited into Setšhaba Trust.
If they are his money.
My lord, in terms
Am
of...
I right?
Yes,
Well,
indeed.
how do you say they are his money?
Because the court order clearly stipulates.
Mr. Mashiani, the court order didn't deal with money that came in 2015.
Yes.
Why do you say money that came in 2015 to pay his debts belongs to him?
My lord, what I'm saying is...
Mr. Mashiani, can you just answer me? You said you ascertained facts.
Yes.
You said the facts show that the money is his. You are assuming the money is his because it paid his debt. I'm saying that assumption is wrong. That's what we're arguing about. And you refuse to deal with the issue.
It's not wrong, my lord.
Please deal with the issue.
It's not wrong, my lord.
Mr. Mashiani, please deal with why that issue is so.
Yes, I am dealing with the issue.
You are not, because you're avoiding the factual matter that I'm putting to you.
My lord, we know that money...
Don't point your fingers at me.
Sorry, my lord. That money, my lord, was claimed now by the legal representatives of accused number 1 as being the monies that were supposed to pay for his legal fees. That is the point. So it's not correct that the money was confiscated by the investigating officer, Captain Ramuhala. No, it's not correct.
Who was it confiscated by?
My lord, the money was frozen by Absa Bank.
Well, it doesn't matter who froze it.
Yes. But now, subsequent to that, the money was paid into Sechaba Trust, not to the legal representatives of accused number 1, as we were told. It's not correct.
So you're saying he still doesn't have money?
He has got money in the sense that the legal representatives will claim the fees due to them from the Sechaba Trust. They haven't been given money as we were told earlier. And it was not by consent.
Given access to money.
They were given access to money, my lord, from the Sechaba Trust.
That's the problem, Mr. Mashiani. The problem is access to money to pay the bills.
Yes,
so
but
he says, today I'm happy, my bill will be paid.
Yes.
Therefore I will act.
But
if I'm happy that my bill will be paid, I will not act.
But my lord, what we were told before this court is that the Captain Ramuhala or Colonel Ramuhala confiscated the money that was supposed to have paid for the legal fees, which is not correct.
No. What was told to me was that Captain, now Colonel Ramuhala, was the person who was dealing with the issue.
Yes.
And was telling the counsel for accused number 1 each day, don't worry, the money will come.
Which is not correct, my lord.
Well, that's a different matter.
Yes, which is not correct. The investigating officer in that particular docket is Captain Mabuti. It has nothing to do with Captain Ramuhala.
Colonel Ramuhala.
Sorry, it has nothing to do with Colonel Ramuhala, my lord.
Who promoted him?
I'll take it. It will be the police commissioner.
Which one?
Commissioner Ria Pierre, my lord. So, my lord, Colonel Ramuhala is being dragged into the issues that had nothing to do with him at all. First of all, my lord, Absa Bank froze the money. And from there, it's being investigated by Captain Mabuti. It has nothing to do with Colonel Ramuhala. But today we have been told, no, Colonel Ramuhala is confiscated the money that was supposed to settle the legal fees. It's not correct. It's further not correct, my lord, that such monies were handed to accused number 1's legal representative as per consent. It's not correct, my lord. There is a court order, my lord. It's dated 13 November 2013, my lord. Which court order, my lord, clearly stipulates that such monies is what are to be transferred into Sechaba Trust, so that whenever there's a claim by accused number 1 or his legal representative for the fees due, the claim will be done from the Sechaba Trust. So to be told, my lord, today that no, Colonel Ramuhala intercepted the money and he took long to pay it over is not correct, my lord.
You're dealing with a different court order.
But that is the court
You're
order.
dealing with a 2013 court order.
No. But my lord, yes.
The money that was arrived to pay the lawyers currently,
Yes.
for accused 1, came from his mother, so presumably they were his mother's money.
Yes, my lord.
And they were somehow intercepted and taken by someone. You say it was the bank.
Yes, my lord.
By themselves they did this.
No,
The bank just did it by itself.
No, my lord. The banks have got this court order dated 14 November 2013.
So when money goes into my bank account, they can just decide that it belongs to accused number 1 and seize it. Is that what you're saying?
They will.
That's the bank did.
No, they will freeze the money, investigate the money. And if indeed they establish the money is for accused number 1, they will transfer the money into Sechaba Trust because they've got that court order. Which is what happened here, my lord.
It wasn't there an urgent application heard by Mabasela J on Friday.
Yes.
And what happened there?
The learned Judge Mabasela ordered that such monies be transferred into Sechaba Trust.
By consent.
No, man. Well, by consent, but there is a court order to that effect.
What do you mean?
My lord, I mean, the court made that order to say those monies are to be transferred into Sechaba Trust.
But arrangements were made that Mr. Krejcir can withdraw his money. That's the point.
Yes. But now...
So in other words, he didn't have money on day one, and on day two he had money.
That I agree
You're
with.
arguing a different...
That
it didn't happen exactly the way he said it.
Yes, because he's now...
in a slightly different way.
It's not slightly different, very different, my lord. Because now Captain Colonel Ramhala has been dragged into...
Mr. Mashiku, sorry?
Colonel Ramhala has been dragged into this matter to show that he deliberately obstructed accused number one from preparing his case, my lord, which I submit is not correct. So, what
We're dealing with a different issue, which was that every day Colonel Ramhala was leading accused one's counsel on.
No, my lord.
Don't worry, don't bring an application, you'll get the money tomorrow. Don't worry, don't bring an application, it will come next week.
No, my lord. According to my instructions, my learned friend for accused number one was dealing directly with the investigating officer in that matter.
Never dealt never dealt with Colonel Ramhala.
Not necessarily never.
No, never, because you said he had nothing to do with it.
Insofar as the release of the money, never, yes.
I don't like the way that you keep pointing.
Sorry, my lord. Insofar as the release of the money, my instructions are he never dealt with Colonel Ramhala.
And before that?
Before that,
while the accused was being held off from bringing the urgent.
Maybe I don't understand the court on that question, my lord, with due
The
respect.
accused needed to bring an urgent application to get the money back.
Yes.
Because they weren't handing it over.
Yes.
But he didn't bring it.
Yes.
So he says, the reason I didn't bring it is because whenever I was threatened the application, I was told, don't worry, you don't need the application, you will get the money tomorrow.
But
No, and that was ascribed to Colonel Ramhala.
that is not correct. That is the point, my lord.
So who was it ascribed to?
No, the matter was being dealt with by Captain Mabuti, my lord.
And is he the one who kept saying, don't worry, don't bring an urgent application, I'll help you, you'll get your money tomorrow?
No, my lord.
You didn't say that?
No, my lord.
Never?
No, my lord.
Never?
No, my lord.
Anyway, yes.
Therefore, my lord, the point I'm making, my lord, is the basis upon which my learned friend made the application today. It's not correct.
Well, is it not true that money came for his defense somewhere around about the 30th of October?
That is true, my lord.
And is it not true that the accused couldn't get hold of the money to pay his lawyers until Friday last week?
That is true, my lord.
Well, that's the point. In other words, when must he instruct counsel? When must he deal with his matter? How must he deal with the matter? How can he even take the appointment until he's got funds?
But
That's the point.
that is the point. I agree.
That's the simple point Mr. Krejcir raises.
No,
With
my
a lot
lord.
of detail that you dispute.
Yes, the details are not true because
But the facts are, the substantial effect of the facts is that accused one was unable to prepare for today because he didn't have access to his funds. That's the simple fact.
but that had nothing to do with the investigating officer in this matter,
So it was due
Colonel
to,
Ramhala.
it was due to the lightning. It struck
Oh.
the same rock that it always strikes by accident.
No, my lord. That is the point I'm raising with this court to say it's not correct. I don't know if that was done deliberately because the court had already made a finding against Colonel Ramhala, which is the problem, which is my problem, my lord. I respectfully submit.
Sorry, I don't understand the submission.
Colonel Ramhala was dragged into this matter,
Yeah.
deliberately so, because the court... Sorry, my lord.
By whom?
By my learned friend for number one.
And why?
Because the court had already made a finding against Colonel Ramhala, which is the problem, my lord. We cannot each time when we encounter problems then point a finger at Colonel Ramhala. This has got nothing to do with him. Nothing at all, my lord.
So then let's just deal with the real issue in the case. The real issue in the case, as far as one is concerned, there are two issues.
Yes.
One, he needs medical reports that he hasn't got and can't get.
Yes, my lord.
And two, he didn't have money until Friday.
Yes, my lord.
Three, and because of not having money, he hasn't got counsel, he hasn't briefed counsel, all of these things. So he says he'll be ready when? 1st of December. I think it's the 1st of December that week.
I think they said the first week, my lord.
No, the first week in December, whatever the week.
The last week of term, which
he mentioned not the. I think it's the first week in December.
no, it's the week starting on the 7th, if I'm not mistaken, my lord.
Well, let's just find out exactly which week, Mr. Perrin.
My Lord, indeed, the last week of term, which is the week of the 7th of December, which week I understand both Mr. Mashiani and Advocate
I didn't ask you for a whole speech. I asked you what week. Yes.
Yes, that is the week starting the 7th, my lord.
So he's asking for 3 weeks. Or 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, my lord.
So what do you say about 2 weeks? Bearing in mind the other complications.
What other complications, if I may ask,
The
my lord?
reports are late. Accused 2 hasn't seen the report. Accused 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 has only seen 2 of them. Yeah.
But they indicated they are ready to proceed, my lord, and I've already handed them the reports.
Yes, and what am I going to do? Proceed with one accused and postpone for the
No,
other?
no, I'm not saying that, my
Exactly.
lord. All I'm saying is we give them opportunity to read the reports, and then we proceed whenever they should indicate
Well,
their.
it's not going to be now. Sorry, Mr. Commissioner. It's the very last week. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Commissioner.
I was saying, my lord, they can enlighten us as to how long they will need to prepare, my lord.
Well, they want the
and then-
witnesses here. They want time to read the report, time to get whatever witnesses they want. Accused 1 wants his records and he wants to get counsel.
Well, then, my lord, I'm in the court's hands insofar as that date is concerned, my lord. But I would still.
I'm just putting to you that there's more than one problem over here.
Yes, I understand that, my lord. That I understand very well.
Yeah, sorry, you finished saying what you wanted to say?
No, my lord, I'm finished. As the court, please.
Sylvia, you want to answer the second answer or the third answer, whatever it is over here?
With regard to
Whatever's now been raised, do you want to say anything or you done with saying anything?
my Lord, I don't submit that it's really necessary. Unless there's anything on which the court specifically wishes to examine.
No, I'm just raising giving you an opportunity to deal with the fact that Mr. Mashiani now has received instructions that certain of the facts which you submitted to me need to be seen in a different light. if I can put it
I
that way.
will then deal with it very briefly. On Friday night, when Snidey was arrested, I contacted Colonel.
That's not this last Friday, that's long ago.
That's long ago, that's the 50th.
29th or the 30th of October.
Indeed, sir. He then, together with his colleagues, took charge of the matter, as my understanding is that he deals with all matters concerning accused number 1. When we met at the police station on the Saturday as well as the Sunday, Colonel Ramala was present, together with Captain Mabuti, and at all times they worked together. So I submit with respect that they worked together as a team.
Well, he was playing an active role, that's
Yes,
all.
indeed, sir.
So, Mr. Krejcir, when could you get all the records that you require and all of the things you say by the, is it the 7th?
Yes, ma'am.
Why can't you do it the previous week?
Well, I could get the reports available, but Advocate Colby is not available the previous week, and I understand also the state advocate's not available because they're together in that.
Well, everyone ignores the presence of me.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm also not available. Well, not easily. That last week.
I'm instructed that that's the only week that Advocate Colby is available.
Well, so you get different counsel.
In the Lordship's hands. But it is the wish of the accused to instruct Advocate Colby, and I submit he is in a position to instruct her. Should it be possible to...
Well, then maybe must come in April next year whenever I'm around in court in Crown again.
As a court pleases.
I don't know. Yes, that's probably what's going to happen. Van den Heever,
My Lord, I don't
what's
know.
your position if you run towards the end of, if you have a 2-week delay?
My Lord, I'm not available the last week of November, first week of December. I've been pulled into a matter involving the Crown.
Anyway, so you're also not around?
The Crown Prosecution Services in London, and I need to fly to Europe in that matter, and this has been arranged a long time
Van den
ago.
Heever,
So,
you're not around that week.
not that week, my Lord.
The end week you were around.
The second week.
The
I've already,
7th week.
that week
The
I've already...
7th week. The 7th of December
Yes.
week.
Safe to say that I've been briefed for the whole week on another matter. I can most probably try and make myself available
No,
on
there's
that
no
week.
probabilities over here. You're either coming or you're not coming.
As I said, I
You can't tell me that you may come.
can endeavour to make myself available, my Lord.
Well, then in other words, it doesn't matter to you what date it is. You're not available.
My
You
Lord,
can't guarantee your availability. It means you're not available.
I can't guarantee my availability, but I can do everything within my power to make myself available, my Lord, as the court
Yeah.
pleases.
So you, in other words, could easily say in the last minute, I'm not here, I couldn't make myself available.
Not that I won't do.
No, I'm not saying for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it can happen.
My Lord,
And then the matter's postponed again.
if your Lordship says the matter must continue on that week, the matter will continue on that week, and everything will be in place,
You'll be here.
as the court pleases.
Responding.
Lord, I'll be here. I will deal with my other matters appropriately.
Commissioner.
I'm available, my Lord.
Thank you. Indeed. So what's my story? I'm not available around there. Not here. What day is the JP? Is he? It's usually the Tuesday. So that's Monday and Tuesday out. Sure. So we're unlikely to finish. Let me just find out how long will this matter take according to you, Mr. Krejcir?
I submit to respect should not be longer than 3 days.
Ms. Van den Heever?
Lord, I've also been reminded to place on record there's a matter that's been
Well, let me just deal with something else. Let me just first deal with the first thing, then you can rate. How long will this matter take? 3 days at least.
at least 3 days. It might be more. I think it might be more.
You think it's more? Mr. Spangenberg?
I
If you
still
all,
think it may have around 3 days. 3 to 5 days.
Mr. Mashiani?
Lord, I would estimate it at 5 days.
5 days.
Yes.
I don't have 5 days at the last week of December. I don't have them. Sorry, you wanted to add something.
My Lord, I've been asked to place on record that from the 7th, the 8th and the 9th there's a matter involving accused number 5 that's set down finally in the Regional Court of Johannesburg, and the Regional Court Magistrate insisted that the matter proceed. He said that matter has constantly been postponed for other reasons and the matter should proceed on those 3 days.
I think a magistrate's unlikely to give a judge an order as to what's happening.
I've just asked to place it on
I
record.
just think it's very unlikely.
I've placed it on record, my Lord.
It's your accused 5.
Anybody are not
That matter.
involved officially, may I put it this way.
Yes.
We haven't received any final instructions.
Well, it seems to me the matter can't proceed today, unfortunately. The only question is when it can proceed. I don't have 5 continuous days available that week, so it can't proceed that week. So that means it's next term, or the week before. Right, so I've discussed with the DJP regarding my allocation, and my allocation in respect of the previous weeks can be rescheduled. So I could be available the week before the final week, if everyone could be ready, or any week before. In other words, I think next week, there are 3 weeks left till the end of term, is that right?
That is correct, madam.
Yeah, so it's next week and the week after I could be available, failing which it's February. So I need council to sort out some date. I'm in Cape Town, I think it's the week of the 2nd of February. Somewhere there. The first week of February. What's the Monday of the first week in February?
The first week of February, my Lord, will be the 1st.
Yeah, it's that week. So that week you can't have, and the week before that I think is the first week of term.
Yes, ma'am.
So you could have that week or any subsequent week. So will council arrange an appropriate date, and I'll adjourn for 10 minutes, and I'll be advised when you're ready.
That's okay, please.
Court adjourns.
All right.
Excuse me, just take it down. Right. The accused are to be taken down. You can consult whenever you want, but not in my court. Right, court adjourned.
Yeah?
Governments involved from
You did something like she'll be active first time, find out.
Yeah, she said maybe first
Find out. But now if you brief her, if we arrange a date, then you come and say she's sick. I think you need to clarify that with that
Alida, don't you have sweets? I'll have a look at my bag now. No, look at my bag now. Gaan jij hier zo blij? Zie jij mijn WhatsApp?
Wie het ons support gemaakt, kijk.
Nee, dat is die klop.
Je moet zeggen tegen
Ek sê vir sê en dan heb je dan job ek op as ek nou in chamber.
Dus hy vat allemaal
Ek is nie hier, die tweede is jy was jy gaan ek die operasie en ek is nie hier so net ja, die 5 van ons oopmaak. En ons is op diens 22 tot 25 Desember. Ek het met ons tot 5 om te werk by Weier.
yes, sir. Ja, hij is fijn, yes, hij is fijn.
Ek kan net die huis werk bied.
Uitland, dat is een maand. Dat is gewoon 3 dagen.
Ek weet nie wat is nou weer sy maand gechange.
Hij moet dan eens kunnen maken, je change gaan.
Maar elke keer is het anders.
Is het een school meer te staan? Het is...
Yeah, okay. Now, can we agree between you and me that we make ourselves available for a week before the last week of term, which week is the which week? Just 15. No. Hang on. Isn't it you are actually in the first step? Yeah, but what I'm saying is, between you and me, we can agree that we then make ourselves available for that week of the. Remember, the last week is the 7th. Starts on the 7th of December. Then, if we make ourselves available for that week of the 30th of November to the 4th of December, and then we go and arrange with Judge Himstra that we don't even sit for that very week. I don't know. Yeah, Judge Lamont indicated he will be available. He can be available. I agree. I remember that. But the problem is Judge Lamont is not available that week. But I think the judge indicated the week before that he will be available. So if we can agree, I'm not sure what the judge is going to say, because that will be taking another week out of the judge's hands. Discuss. Yeah. I know.
I don't know what's going on here because everybody is now. I don't know what is going on.
So you said that before the meeting. Yeah, and not before that week of the 8th. So judge is only available from the 8th of February for that week. Yes, yes, that's where the matters do that. No, he doesn't want to see us in chance. No, this gentleman won't allow it. He's already at pains to have this matter postponed. It's not the first time that the matter is postponed. Yeah. No, the problem is not with Ms. van der Leeuwen, it's with Mr. Laris. Yeah. Yes. Yes. It doesn't look like. I wouldn't know, but it doesn't look like. No, we agreed on a whole week. We've got 5 pre-sentence reports, and I'm told there's some medical evidence that is to be there. So that is.
Ja, behalve alle waarschijnlijk. Ja. Dus meestal geen opstelling. Dus leeftijd is niet eentje.
That one is finalized. They must get someone else. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Just hold on. Talk to me about that. Go over my account. How you know available ka April? Now go available from April. Hey, who otherwise abanya ke motho?
Ka se ba tsadile ba serve di sentence. So ba actually senior ya bona.
Yeah,
nna ke thabela gore
those visitations they are contained in. Hey, no, I'm talking about something about the issue. Who's discussing? Mara think only all judge was sure Mutako. no, they're not like you are. I get. I'm not going to I can see you. I can't comment on second time don't know if that's right. Mutua. Hello, it's not Mutua. Nangover. Okay, sorry. Hello, Mr. Roberts. Mashani, sorry to bother you, man. When is the second term of next year? Yes. Yeah. It's postponing to, and apparently everybody is just not available. Please.
Sorry, I'm gonna.
Hello? 18 April. And then you don't know till what day. It's not But where's Nargas? They went down. Sorry. Call them up. Call them up. We can. The lawyers, not the judge. Yeah, we can't be waiting forever.
Ja, meneer Spangenberg het afgegaan van Nerdliste genomen. So as hulle opkom hier so dan dink ek kan jy maar vir hulle dit weet. The lawyers must come. The judge wants.
Sorry, the second term starts on 18 April.
18 April.
Yeah. And then what do you suggest?
Well, Sita is available from 11 to 5. He's not willing to postpone it that long. Then we must take dates in February when I'm available and I can look for other council.
And you can't look for other council in the 2 weeks that is coming?
February.
Oh. December, last week of term.
Council for last week. Sita's going to ask the judge, she doesn't want to fight first. There's too many complications, she's got to finish the case.
No.
But she can't do it now. So if we take some days in December, then she will have spoken to the judge, she'll be available first.
So first week of term is 26 January.
I suggest we take those dates in December, start 2 or 3 days, and go.
No, I also don't want part that. You must remember I'm going to ask the method to stand down in my other case.
And then in that case, I'm suggesting the week of the 22nd.
22nd? Why that long? Sorry, John?
Annie, wat is hier 98 februari?
En dan niet?
Ons gaan morgen.
You mean February?
Steeds langzaam.
So 17?
17
is the midweek. We agreed on 5 days. How's your week of the 22nd?
Oh, oké. Maar ik vind wel als een kind als we staan maar bij ons terug in de
Straf het tot op hoor, ja. Dan je dan samen.
Neem je vaststelling.
Sorry, Anneli. Arranging and she's on the phone.
Ons het gepraat. Doe je jullie gewoon een foto hebben? Dit is wel een foto. The witnesses must just come and further. Well, say it's all problem.
So are we agreeing on that date? No, we agreed on February. What do you mean 7, 8, 9? So, don't have this matter partly head. No. No. No, it's not. With your 5 reports, no. We can't have that. 7, 8, and 9 of December. But will you get cancelled? 7, 8, 9 of December.
Of all the persons who prepared reports. So you'll arrange attendance of all persons who prepared reports, Mr. Mashiani?
Indeed, ma'am.
Right, 2. There's the issue of the medical reports of accused, 1 at the prisons.
My lord, I was made to understand there is a subpoena issued in that regard, my lord.
There's a subpoena. Yeah, for 1, 34 reports. Do you have witnesses?
No, my lord.
Right. Mr. Kruger?
I please the court, my lord. Advocate Colby might not be available the whole of the first term. In the circumstances, I don't have an objection to the dates suggested. We will find alternative counsel if she's not.
Do you need orders concerning the medical reports or anything else, or you'll do your own
Well, my lord,
subpoenas?
I intended to serve the subpoena you have taken on the witness. I don't know if the court
So you'll deal with that.
That's how we do it.
So, what else do you need to be ready to run, Mr. Kruger?
I don't need anything else.
So you'll be able to run?
Yes, sir.
You're in a position now you undertake to run.
Yes, sir.
Do his own subpoenas. Ms. van den Heever,
Lord, we will run on those days.
Kees, you'll run. Do you need documents or anything?
Lord, we will make our own.
You will make your own arrangements. You've got more than enough time to do it.
More than enough time.
Right, Mr. Spangenberg.
Will be ready on my lord. If I may just make sure that the following witnesses here, if I may just mention their names, but I don't want problems on that particular day.
The persons who prepared reports.
Yes.
So who are they?
Mr. Mokari,
Mokari.
Ms. Noge,
Okay.
I don't know the gender of the person, that Sele.
Who?
That Sele,
Titsele.
Dube,
Dube.
Ms. Dube, and then Mr. Mashwanganye. Mashwanganye.
Shanganya. Those are 5, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And are there more things that you need? You don't need orders?
Thank you.
Where's my orderly? Can you just give the list of names to my orderly? Where's my orderly, Mr. Mashiani?
Mr. Man.
Or can you please come? Can you just give the list to my orderly? And can you just call the names out? Leader.
My lord, while still waiting,
I'm just going to speak to myself. Leader, just ask the orderly if he can call those names out. No? Just tell him. Just stop that, man. Ima. Just call the names out now. I just want to see if they're in court.
Lord, I believe they're in the consultation kiosk outside.
Perhaps he had more knowledge than I had. They might be outside.
some are here, my lord.
Some are here. Who is here? Mr. Mashiani, can you just identify who's here?
Mr. Maswangani is here.
Who?
Maswangani, my lord.
Maswanganye. Where is he? Yes, can he come forward? And who else?
Miss Nohe.
Miss Noge.
Miss Due.
Yes. I saw one more. I saw more.
Yes, my lord. I'm just
There's
going,
6.
I'm just going through.
Can those persons who are standing come forward, please?
Skoba.
Who's that?
Skoba. Skoba, my lord.
Sekova. Yes. And who else?
Mukari.
Okay.
Ditele. They're all here, my lord.
Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why there's 6? Council only
Because
gave
there's
me
also a victim impact report, man.
for the victim impact.
Yes.
Yes. Council seem to think there should be another one.
Sorry, my lord.
Council seem to think there should be an extra person called Mapitsa.
It's from correctional service, my lord. Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. Mapitsa. So I just want to confirm. Mr. Maswanganye, you here? Ms. Noge, you here? Ms. Dube, you here? Mr. Sichoba? Letsoba. Sekoba. Sorry. Sekoba. Mr. Makari? Ms. Lebele? Is it Letsele? My writing is shocking, sorry. Ms. Letsele? And Mr. Mapitsa? You here? Right. And each of you has prepared a report in these matters and you've furnished the reports to the prosecution, is that so? And there are no additions or anything to those reports, they're final? Is that so? Everyone's nodding their head.
No, my lord.
Sorry?
No, that is not correct, my lord.
It's not correct.
There is some reports outstanding from Mr. Mapitsa, my lord.
Mr. Mapitsa?
Yes.
Have you haven't prepared a report yet?
I need my lord, only just to change certain aspects.
You haven't finalized it? Okay, let me just get... So, is Mr. Masanganya's report finalized?
Yes,
Mr. Noge's report finalized? Ms. Noge?
Yes, my lord.
Ms. Dube's report finalized?
Yes, my lord.
Yes. Ms. Sehoba? Finalized? Mr. Mukari finalized? Mr. Letsele finalized? Ms. Letsele finalized? So it's just you that's outstanding, Mr. So when will your report be finalized?
Even today it will be finalized.
Today.
Check with the projects, my lord.
Today. And by when will you furnish it to Mr. Mashiani so that he can send it to the appropriate accused?
On Thursday, my lord.
By Thursday.
On Thursday.
What's the date then? 17th? 18th? 18th?
19, my lord.
19th. You'll finalize by the 19th? And does finalize include sending it to Mr. Mashiani? Mr. Mapitsa?
Yes, my lord.
So you'll finalize it and you'll send it on to Mr. Mashiani by the 19th,
That's confirmed. Do that, my lord.
right? Okay. So Mr. Mashiani will be in a position to send all of the reports to each of the council by the 20th.
Indeed so, my lord.
What's the is that Friday?
Yes,
Will you do that? Then you'll be able to do that.
yes.
And then all of you will be able to be here on the 22nd of February. Right. So I'm going to warn you as witnesses to appear on the 22nd February 2016 in this court. You know and understand that you shall be here on that day by no later than 9:30 in the morning, and that you shall remain in attendance until such time as the court releases you from further attendance. You know and understand that? And you know and understand that should you fail to do so, there may be a punishment, you may be convicted of an offence, and you may be punished for failure to come and remain in attendance. Do you understand that? Right. So I warn each of Messrs. Swanganye, Noge, Dube, Letsoba, Mokari, Letsele, and Mapitsa to be here by 9:30 on 22nd February 2016, and to remain in attendance until such time as the matter is finished. In addition, Mr. Mapitsa is directed to furnish the finalized report to Mr. Mashiani by 19/11/2015, and Mr. Mashiani is requested by no later than the 20th November 2015 to furnish each of the relevant accused with each of the finalized reports.
Yes, the court.
Right. So, unfortunately, the matter cannot proceed today. In those circumstances, I have there's nothing I can do except to remand it till the 22nd February 2016, 10 o'clock in this court. The accused are to remain in custody and be brought to court on that date. The matters will run on that date for 5 days, as arranged. Does everyone understand? Right. So then the accused may be removed to the cells, and you may be excused from attendance until the 22nd of February. I'm grateful to each of you for furnishing the reports which you have. Court adjourned.
All right.
You're done with the matter now. Now you can breathe.
Damn it.